Okay, we'll give this just a second just to make sure that we're going live. And it says excellent. I'm assuming that we're good. Oh, there's one thing I need to check here. Check, check. Now I should have audio. Okay, great. Everything looks good. I think we're live. Let's go back here. Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm live, and this is going to be a grand experiment, but what we're going to be doing is periodically I get production projects where I have to produce an entire album's worth of music in about a week. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And I thought, hey, why not go ahead and live stream it? I'm going to be live streaming every step of the process. And so if you're interested in production, if you're a musician and you would like to learn a little bit, you could either stream here or you could binge watch whatever show. But anyway, we're going to be doing a lot of things, and it's going to be a lot of repetition. So feel free to skip past any part of this. But if you're watching this in real time, feel free to join with me as I go through this. So basically what we're going to be doing is I get hired quite frequently by clients to reproduce or produce sound-alikes of existing music that's out there, particularly in the area of children's music. Some of the most largest streaming audience is children, and it's one of the least tapped markets. So what I get hired to do is to reproduce a track, including all the music and all the parts, and also all the vocal parts, which at times includes characters. So I've got to be able to produce a lot of different voices, children, adults, male, female characters. And so there's a lot of components in what we're going to be doing. And like I say, we're going to be doing it across 9 songs. So if you follow me through in this journey, you will see and you will learn some of my workflow things, because one of the things that I've got to do as I do this is I don't have a ton of time to go into the weeds in any particular area. So I've learned really quick ways of doing things. And so this first video is really only going to be about 40 minutes. Whenever I go back to the work, I'll go and I'll live stream it, and then these will all be archived, and I will try to produce a naming structure that keeps everything in order. But if you follow me on this, this project I have estimated will take me roughly 9 songs, about 36 hours, maybe closer to 40 hours. So it's all going to be live streamed, and I'm going to try to describe each step of the process as I do it. But I also have to move very quickly because I don't have time to take on any given thing. So I'll try to explain things as I go. But just to give you an overview, we are going to be learning production, arranging, recording. I'll be recording all of the voice parts, and then we'll be using AI to transition and transform those voice parts into any number of different types of characters. So this is a project produced by one person, yours truly, and you're going to watch me do it in real time. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to start the process. I probably won't complete this process now, but I'm going to start the process of preparing. Most of my time spent in production is preparing assets, and I mean, unfortunately, it's very few of my hours are spent on the fun stuff, but we're going to be doing some fun stuff. So you're going to just see the process. One of the first things that I do inside of my December folder here, I've got, these are the 9 songs. These are the released versions of them. I'm going to be reproducing each of these. Just kind of give you an idea. I'll play a few seconds of each one to kind of give you an idea of the kind of music we're going to be producing.
It's a beautiful thing. Who's got a lot of work to do?
Hiya! So you get the idea. It's various children's music, and I like projects like this because even though it's children's music, it's actually very, very good music, and it's very fulfilling to produce because it's no different than adult production. It just is oriented towards children. So in this, we're going to be able to learn a lot of production techniques because an element of what we're going to be doing is sound design and creating sounds and trying to recreate as much as possible. I'm not going to be meticulous about matching this, but I'm going to get in the ballpark. And because again, we have to do this in such a way that we move fast. We have to move very, very quickly. So the first thing that I do is I create my project folder, which this is it. This is my project folder. And I'm going to create a folder with each of these songs in them. So I'm going to start working on that right now. So basically here, I'm going to just copy that and create a new folder and paste that in. It's Touch of Magic. Okay, that's my first one. So instead of going through that process, I'm going to just now reproduce 8 more folders. So I'm just going to Command D and do 8 more folders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I believe. And then, I don't know why it's called, that's fine. I put them in the wrong spot, but we'll just do, I'm going to undo everything I just did there because that's not what I intended to do. And, okay, I'm going to take these and I'm just going to move them in here. I don't need an archive folder. But what I will do is take that folder and rename it to be my first song here. So we'll rename that. And there we go. So I got my first folder. I already have it. Oh, I got it. I see what I did here. I got it. I see what I did. So then I have that second folder, and I'll go ahead and the first one is A Touch of Magic, I think. Second one will be this one. And I'll rename that to there. I can delete that archive, don't need it. Okay. So we have 2 folders. I thought we had 2 folders. Things appear to be disappearing on me. Where did you go? Okay, yeah, Touch of Magic and Dark to the Beat. Okay, so I've got 2 folders. I need 7 more. So 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Touch of Magic, Dark to the Move. Let's go to this one, copy it, and any of these that say copy, I can just pick one and paste that in. Get rid of some of this extra stuff. All right. So we got 2 more. Get rid of some of this extra stuff here. Well, I can keep that. That's great. All right. So we have a couple more that we're missing. What do we not have folders for? Okay. Let's do that one. Okay. Sometimes the way it decides to sort these, it's confusing. So yeah, let's do it this way. That's going to help. Okay, so what am I missing? Maybe I don't need this one. Touch of Magic, 8 of Twist. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I thought we had 9 songs. Maybe it's 8. Let me just double check and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ah, it's 8 songs. Okay, so it's 8, not 9. Perfect. Okay, so now we have our folders, and what I'm going to do is just drag these into the folders. Okay. Okay, now the next thing that we've got to do is, with the use of AI, I'm going to separate out each of these songs into individual stems. It's going to help me as I recreate each instrument to be able to separate it out. So the way we're going to do that is by going to, there's several sites that do this, and many of them are free, but I want to make sure that if I'm full screen that, okay, yeah, I can see it. Okay, perfect. There's several sites that do this, but the one of the easiest ones that I use is splitter.ai. There doesn't seem to be a ton of limitations on what we can do for free. I do subscribe to some of these, but if I subscribed to everything that I used, that wouldn't make sense. So I'm going to go ahead and file upload. I don't think, are we logged in? Let's do that first. Yeah, okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, great. Yep. And so now we're in this screen, and what we're going to be using over here is the 5-stem breakdown. So it's going to take my master, my 2-channel master, and it's going to split it out to 5 stems, which I believe includes drums, bass, instrumentation, sometimes piano is separated out, and then vocals. So it separates out all those things. And it's really handy, as you'll see, as we get further down the road. So we're going to go ahead and look for our files that we just did here. Let me go back to, interesting. Let's go back to where we came from. No, wrong folder. Touch of Magic. We'll start with that one. Okay, so we're going to load this guy in, and it's going to begin uploading and doing its thing. And here's where we do a little bit of waiting. At this stage, it's going to take a while for it to do its thing. Sometimes it's longer than others. It says it's processed, but while that little thing is still blinking by the cursor, it's still separating everything out. Okay, looks like this went pretty fast. So here are all of our stems already prepared for us, including a vocal, piano, other, drums, bass. So this is what we're going to be able to use to kind of solo out different things as we're recreating the track. It's very helpful. So I'm going to go to download all of those, and I'm going to make sure I save it into that exact same folder. Okay, perfect. Probably should have created a folder for those, but whatever. All right, so that one's done. Now, what I need to do in order to produce another one, I believe I have to, I think I can just do it. Sometimes I have to delete what I just did in order to create a new one, but we'll see if it'll let me do another one. Okay, we'll just move on to this next one. And it'll start working on that one. Okay, it's already uploaded, it's processing. Looks like processing is done, so it's going to be laying out our stems. Okay, still blinking. There we go. Wow, this is going pretty fast today. That's awesome. Okay, all of our stems came through. I see a vocal stem, which is one of the most important. I'm going to download all. This time, I'm going to go ahead and create a stem folder to keep things nice and tidy. And there we go. All right. I don't remember seeing all of those. Let me just make sure that that one, all of them went through. I just see bass. Oh, interesting. Piano. And vocals. So I got 3 of the 5 stems. Let me put a stem folder here. And great. All right, perfect. Okay. Let's go back here. I don't think I got this one. So we're going to go download that. That's Ada Twist, and we want the other. Okay. And we also need drums. Drums didn't get ported. Not sure why. There we go. Great. Now we have all 5 stems on that one. Great. Okay. Let's try another one. All right, here we go. And the reason why I'm doing these all together is it just makes the process go quicker when you just stick to one function instead of just following one song through to completion. I just like to get all the preliminary stuff out of the way so that when we get into production, then we'll be living in production world. So I don't like to switch gears very often. So once I'm kind of on a roll, I just go through it. So this puts us 3 songs in. Hopefully I can get the remaining of the songs done in the remaining time. So this first video will just be me preparing these tracks for production. Okay, looks like we've got all of them: bass, drum, other, piano, and vocal. So let's download all. And again, we are in Bark to the Beat. So let's create a stems folder. And first one is bass. Want to make sure that, see, it says piano, vocal. Okay, so interestingly enough, this must be a glitch. So I got to keep an eye on that, make sure that all my stems get in there. And they're not going in the right folder, which is also weird. All right, drum. And let me go back to my folder here. Let's go to Bark to the Beat. To the third one. Put piano and stems and vocal and stems. And do we have them all? We have 4. So what are we missing? We're missing other, the other stem. So let's go there and grab that. Perfect. All right, that one's done. Okay, so we are almost halfway through. I'm thankful that this is going quickly. Sometimes this can take a long time, but I guess there's not a lot of traffic today. And maybe to save time while I grab these, I can go ahead and load up the next song. Well, let's not worry about that. I don't want to get confused. Okay. We have all of our stems here. And again, this is do the Mecha Cookie Dance. Yes. Download all. Do the Mecha Cookie Dance. Let's create this new folder, stems. Great. Now we're in that folder. Select it. Bass. Select the stems folder. Piano. Select the stems folder. Okay. Apparently, let's see, what are we missing here? I might have to do these manually just to make sure I get everything. So it's not getting other and drums for some reason. That is really strange. So let's download that one. Okay. And other. Okay, perfect. Moving on to the next. We've got 4 more to go. Is it 4 or 5? Yeah, we got 4 more to go. On the move. That one's processing. All right, that's done. Okay, we'll download these manually. I think that'll be the easiest thing. On the move, let's put a stems folder in. Okay, great, select it. Great, and we'll work our way down. And vocal. Perfect. All right. Next up. Okay. Here's our stems. Okay, bass. Create a stems folder. Select it. Okay, drums. Other. Piano. And vocal. Nice. Getting closer. Up next, I'm a Firefighter. Let that one do its thing. All right. All right. That one's done. Okay. 2 left. Actually, 1 left. We're almost done. And we're almost done with this live stream. All right. All right. That looks really good. So let's go back to our folder and just want to make sure we didn't miss anything here. So these are our songs. We have our stems. Good. all the stems in that one, yeah. Okay, and that looks good. So I think we're going to cut this video off now. So I'll be back later today, probably in a few hours, to start the next process. To kind of give you an idea of what we'll be doing is from here, it's time to set up my project sessions. I'll be using Logic to produce all of these tracks. And in Logic, I have a production template that I use that we're going to duplicate for each of these songs. And then we're basically, in a sense, just loading up everything so that when it comes time to get into the production process, I'm not going to get sidetracked or caught into the weeds of trying to get sounds loaded, all the things that I want to, in the effort of moving quickly and moving fast through these songs, because I've got a lot of them to get through. Having templates and having a baseline set up for me to be able to do that really helps, because then I just loaded up all of my sounds that I usually use are there. I usually do supplement and add sounds to it, but it gets me further down the road and it causes me to spend less time loading sounds and auditioning sounds. They're all there and ready to go. Because every song, whether it's a pop song or whatever, is going to have the same basic components in it. It's going to have drums, bass, guitars, keys, synths. You're always going to have those kind of things in it. So having a palette of sounds that are pretty common and that I use pretty regularly is going to be very helpful. But I'm going to end this video here and be on the lookout later. And most of you are going to be probably watching this on the archive. So if you want to follow along, I will try to arrange these in a playlist that will make it easier for you to follow along. But in the meantime, I'll be on later today, and this will be this week's project. So be on the lookout for future live streams. There are going to be a lot of them. It's going to be about 36 hours over the next 8 or so days. But anyway, have a great one, and we'll